Welcome home to St. Anne's.
All right, so this Sunday is the Sunday that we at St. Anne's celebrate.
We want you to know that you're welcome to join us at 10 a.m. on Sundays. Please be sure to hit subscribe to receive our sermons. We can't wait to meet you.
In fact, there are issues about like his body. Like everyone wants to get a piece of St. Nicholas. You don't want to be a saint in the Roman Catholic Church because your body goes in lots of different directions. Be a saint in the Episcopal Church where all of us are saints if we're seeking God. It's a much better way to be a saint. It's a much cleaner way to be a saint. So a little background information about St. Nicholas. St. Nicholas was a bishop, probably in the 300s, so early bishop. And he's known for lots and lots of different things. Let's see, he saved a bunch of sailors. He saved 3 seminarians because they were all chopped up and turned into sausage and brined and stuff. It wasn't good to go to seminary back then. It was a little bit better in my day. Not that I didn't feel like I'd been cut up and put in brine, but the really, really famous story is probably the one that we all know about the man who had 3 daughters. And he didn't have a dowry for them. And back in those days, you had to pay someone to take your daughter. Yeah, Yeah. So, because who wants a wife? I mean, hello. So they would pay guys to take them. But if you didn't have any money, and there was nobody to take your daughter off your hands, her career path was not good. Can we just go with not good? Because it's Youth Sunday, so we're just going to say it's not good. Career path, not good. And Nicholas knows this. And he also knows the man's really proud, and he's not going to take money from the church. He's just not going to do that. So Nicholas, because these are his people, and he cares about his people, you guys all know this story. I don't even know why I'm telling it. But anyway, so he has a big white stallion. Because if I were a bishop, I'd have a big white charger too. Big white stallion. That's why I'm probably not bishop, because my husband won't let me have a horse. There are many other reasons, but primarily I don't have a horse. Okay, so anyway, he goes on his big horse and all of his regalia, and he rides by the man's house. Conveniently, the window is open. Now, there are 2 ways that this story goes. The window is open in one of them. The window is not open in the other one. You choose. So the window's open, and the girls have been doing their laundry, and they don't have dryers back then. So they've hung their stockings to dry. Yes. Now, some stories go, they hung it over the fire or the hearth because that would help them dry faster. So he goes riding by, and there are also a couple other stories. One story is that he has bags of gold. One is that he has balls of gold, conveniently that look like oranges. You choose. Bags, balls, I don't care. He goes riding by, and he throws them either in the window, or if the window's closed, up through the chimney. And isn't it awesome? It's so handy. They land in we want them to play for the Royals, because they land straight in those stockings. He does this 3 nights in a row. Yes, isn't that great? And suddenly, the daughters all have dowries. Now, that is the most common story of St. Nicholas. Can I tell you my favorite story of St. Nicholas, though? It's not the seminarians in brine. This is my favorite story because I'm a religious nerd, and I told you that he was a bishop in the 300s, right? There's something big that's going on in the 300s. We're going to say it right after this sermon. Go ahead, check your bulletin. What are we going to say right after this sermon? The Nicene Creed. Oh my gosh, yes. So this is when I get to be a religion nerd. Okay, Council of Nicaea, 325, because here's the thing. We can't agree on theology. We got all these heretics. Everybody's a heretic. Because you're a heretic if you don't win. Okay? So, everybody's arguing about Jesus. Was Jesus fully human? Was he divine? Was he a bag of bones? Was he God? We don't know. We're all arguing about this. And the emperor at the time is just like, I cannot handle you Christians fighting anymore. I need you to get together and fight this out. So argue it out, debate it, come up with an answer. And they're like, okay. So the big theologians of the time, of which Nicholas is one, get together at the Council of Nicaea, and they feel really, really strongly about these things. Really strongly. And Arius is another theologian at the time. He's now a heretic because Nicholas won. But at the time, he wasn't a heretic. He was a theologian. And so Nicholas feels very strongly about this. And Arius feels really strongly about this. We all feel really, really strongly about our beliefs, right? So much so that Nicholas goes up to Arius and is like, you blah, 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 slaps him across the face. Yeah. He feels that strongly about it. Have you ever heard that story? And yet, probably one of the things that was most important to Nicholas was his beliefs. Do you see a parallel between then and now? We fight super, super hard about the dumbest things. The dumbest things. But what really matters? At the core of our Christian faith, what truly matters? Are we helping people? The gospel is what matters. It doesn't matter what words you use. It doesn't matter how flowery your language is. It doesn't matter if you can debate. It doesn't matter. If we are not out there in the streets saving the girls. If we are not out there changing the world and living the gospel, it doesn't matter what we're debating on Facebook. It doesn't matter what we're arguing about and not being friends with people about anymore. It doesn't matter why we're leaving churches because suddenly I don't like who so-and-so said whatever. None of that matters. What do we remember Nicholas for? What did he really do that truly mattered? He loved people, and he made their lives better by loving them. All around the world, he is a patron saint of everything. Everybody wants St. Nicholas. Theologians don't have patron saints. They don't need them. But kids need them. Sailors need them. Teachers need them. People on the ground need patron saints, and that's why St. Nicholas matters. It doesn't matter that he argued with Arius and won. Nobody cares, except for nerd theologians who like to learn about that kind of stuff in church history class. It doesn't matter. You and I, our debates don't matter. We can argue anything we want. We can be mad at each other for all sorts of different things. We can try and slap each other upside the head about all sorts of political debates. But if we're not on the ground loving people and living the gospel, it's a waste of everybody's time. And the church may as well be dead, because that's not what it was about ever anyway. So forget the arguments, forget the debates. They don't matter. What matters is when we ride the horses and we change lives. That's what it's all about. And chocolate. Chocolate is good. I like chocolate too.
We want you to know that you're welcome to join us at 10 a.m. on Sundays. Please be sure to hit subscribe to receive our sermons.
And now
we can't wait to meet you.
It turns out we've been arguing about this stuff a long, long time.